Taylor! Great work today. Are you busy? What are you doing right now?
Thank you. Great work to you as well. I'm not doing a whole lot. Just working.
No way. You're doing overtime this late? I had no idea you had that much left on your plate. You poor thing, being worked to the bone.
I'm sorry, but why are you talking like you have no idea why? You're the one who gave me an assignment due tomorrow right before I finished my shift.
Huh? Is that so? Oops, I guess that slipped my mind.
Please knock it off. I'm doing my best over here. I'm keeping this up for the sake of our customers, and I do what I can to deliver quality work fast and cheaply. It's not a good idea to force your employees to take these last-minute jobs and then throw on these tight deadlines.
I'm so sorry. I know how you feel, and I know it isn't a great thing to do. But I really can't help putting more work on you. If a client cuts me off because we're too slow on output, I won't have any more business. It'd be an even bigger problem if I couldn't pay everyone's salary. That's the last thing you want, right? Just hang in there. I know you can push through.
I guess so. Anyway, what do you want? It's rude for you to message me like this.
Oh, right. I almost forgot. You're engaged, right? I heard your fiancé is a doctor. And not only that, his father is the medical director of some big hospital.
Talk about out of the blue. That's all true, I guess. But how did you know that? I never told you anything about him.
Because I'm taking him from right under your nose. So, how do I put this? I suppose I'll just say it outright. Cancel the engagement. Understood.
I'm sorry, what? You're not actually demanding I cancel my engagement. Are you?
Yes, I am. I'm being 100% serious here. Just who do you think I'm with right now? If you guessed Tony, then you're correct.
Tony? He's with you? But he's supposed to be at home.
Oh, I'll just come out with it. He's at my house, sleeping next to me as we speak. Really sorry about that. While you were hard at work, we were messing around behind your back.
Hang on a second. I don't understand. What exactly do you mean by that? What do you mean you were messing around with him?
Jeez, you're so dense. You really don't get it already? He cheated on you so he could have me. Now we're planning to get married. That's why you need to cancel your engagement.
What the heck? What in the world are you saying?
Listen, Taylor. Ever since I laid eyes on Tony, I was planning on this from the start. I always found the gap in your social statuses odd, anyway. You are not the type of girl who marries a doctor. A beautiful CEO like me is a much more suitable match. And Tony's better off abandoning a workaholic like you. You do nothing but work, leaving him out to dry. Yes, a woman with stunning looks and money would be much better for him. Do you get it now? It's only natural for him to be mine. Sorry to break it to you.
That's enough from you. You're really going to act like you have no blame in this situation? The reason I do nothing but work these days is because you're giving me way too much to do with no notice. You're overworking everyone. You have us work long hours with low wages, ask us to come in on holidays, and force us into unpaid overtime. All you've been doing is taking and taking. You're just exploiting all of us. And now you're trying to steal my fiancé? There's no excuse. You better come to the office and explain yourself right now. We need to sit down and have a long talk about this, face to face.
Wow, so scary. Careful, the green-eyed monster is rearing its head. I know you're jealous, but you're getting too heated. There's no way I can keep working with you after seeing this ugly side of you. I'm too scared of what you might do to me. So don't bother coming in tomorrow. You're fired.
Huh? You're firing me?
Yep, that's right. Okay, what you need to do is submit your resignation letter and date it for 6 months ago. That way, tomorrow you can pack up your stuff and get out the door as soon as possible. Oh, and make sure you have your handover documents ready.
Hey, please, wait a moment. Let me get this straight. Not only are you stealing my partner from me, but you're firing me for personal reasons on top of that? You're literally asking me to lie and fake a resignation notice from 6 months ago. Just because you don't like me?
Well, yeah. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. I won't give you a severance package, but I will pay you a handsome fee for breaking off the engagement. Is $1,500 good enough? It sounds like a good amount. You won't have to do a thing. I'll just put it in your payroll account.
God, would you quit toying with me already? This isn't funny. You can't honestly expect me to let this kind of petty behavior slide. Where are you? I'll come over there and give you a piece of my mind. I'll never forgive you.
No thanks. You're so vicious, I'm afraid you'll bite me. Let's wake up and face reality, okay? It may be a hard pill to swallow, but you can't always get what you want. The world isn't so kind. Just give up. It's better to do that now and save yourself the heartache. All right, that's all I had to say. Thanks for all your help until now, and best of luck out there. Once you leave tomorrow, if you come anywhere close to my company, I'll call the cops on you. Have a nice life. Hi, Taylor. How are you? It's been a while since we've talked. So much has happened since then. Just wanted to let you know that I officially tied the knot with Tony yesterday. Sorry, I ended up getting my happy ending before you did. Hope you're not still upset about that.
Oh, Ashley. It really has been a long time since we've spoken. You actually got married to him? That's great to hear. Good for you too. You have my sincere congratulations.
What? What's with all the excitement?
Why wouldn't I be excited about this? My old boss got married to someone she loves. That's something to celebrate. In any case, I'll be praying for your happiness.
Oh, is that right? I see you finally know your place. Good on you. It's a relief to see that you've come to your senses.
I'm glad you feel that way. I've heard a lot of things about you these last few months, Ashley. After you fired me, my former coworkers followed suit and quit. I guess they were fed up too. Since the number of employees at your company has seen a drastic decrease, you can't do your job properly now. Is that true? I also heard that you tried to keep the business afloat by hiring a bunch of fresh graduates on a part-time basis. But then, your new workers became enraged at the awful working conditions, so they went on strike and sued you. And now your workforce has seemingly vanished into thin air. Did I get all of that right? Well, it's good to know your management skills are as excellent as ever. Truly, no one else can compare.
What? I don't understand why you're bringing all of that up. Hey, isn't that a little harsh?
No, you've got it all wrong. Being harsh isn't my intention. After all, I don't think it's harsh to call a spade a spade.
How dare you? So you're just here to gloat. Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh no, I'm really happy for you. Here's to the woman that tossed me out like an old dish rag going bankrupt. After I was fired, I was shell-shocked. I couldn't do anything at all. I fell asleep each night crying my eyes out. But thanks to you, I'm all better now. I feel like I dodged a bullet getting out of there while I could. I'm just about ready to throw a party.
Hey, don't get ahead of yourself over there. I'm not broke yet. You're still the same cheeky little skank. Ugh. Just so you know, we're not going bankrupt. I'm not out of cards to play just yet. Because I have a husband who works at a big hospital. Tony will definitely help me get back on my feet. If I ask him, he'll gather up the money needed to rebuild the company right away. It'll be that easy.
Say what? How do you plan on doing that? Didn't you know that he is getting fired from his job?
What? Fired?
Wow, I guess no one told you. I have a friend who works as a nurse at that hospital. I heard the story straight up from her. Tony messed up big time. He embezzled money from his workplace.
Huh? He did what now?
Can you not read all of a sudden? He was caught stealing money. Let me start from the beginning. When my friend was still a recent hire, Tony was trying to make passes on her. Just constantly hitting on her every day. But she wasn't interested in him. She kept refusing his advances, and soon he started to resent her for it. As a result, he used his influence to get her salary cut with no explanation and make her into a scapegoat for his blunders. It was such an awful case of workplace harassment. My friend really hates his guts. So, to get him to leave her alone, she poked her nose around to find one of his weak spots. The evidence of his embezzlement immediately came to light. There was no question about it. She intended to accuse him of the crime, but since Tony was still my fiancé at the time, she was worried that I would be caught in the crossfire. Until now, she didn't fess up to it for my sake. Honestly, I almost wish she had told me earlier, but it ended up working out anyway. Anywho, since me and Tony aren't engaged anymore, she doesn't have a reason to bite her tongue anymore. Before she quits, she's planning to turn over all the evidence she found.
Wait, what in the world? What are you talking about?
She's ready to report him to HR. Tony is going to be held liable for theft and be fired. Once that happens, I wouldn't be shocked if his father disowned him. He's been lying and cheating his own family forever, after all. Not only that, he'll have a big lawsuit coming his way, earn himself a criminal record, and wind up in debt. He was embezzling money for so long, there's bound to be huge consequences. How much has he pocketed again? It has to be around $350,000 at this point.
Oh my god. $350,000? You've got to be joking. He stole that much money?
It has to be at least that amount. Because all that theft probably paid for Tony's favorite shiny red sports car. His snazzy apartment as well. It's so expensive to live on the top floor of a high-rise apartment. Everything he owns, from his clothes to his appliances, was most likely bought using the money he stole from the hospital. It's a good thing I didn't end up marrying him. If he was my husband, it would have ended in disaster. I would have lost everything. That was a real close call. What kind of lunatic would marry into a deficit like that? Seriously, who would do that to herself? Oh yeah, I know who. She's right here.
Shut up. You don't need to keep rubbing salt in the wound.
Sorry. Are you mad? I'm happy to change the subject. Going back to the original topic, didn't you say that Tony was going to provide the funds to rebuild your business? Well, it seems like Tony wanted to use your company's money for his situation. You know, to pay back all the money he embezzled. Oh my goodness! To think you were both counting on each other to get out of your financial situations. But neither of you has even 1 cent to give. The two of you will be completely broke before long. What would you call that? Counting your chickens before they hatch? You and Tony were made for each other, diving headfirst into a future where you destroy each other's lives.
Hey, just wait. That can't be. I don't understand what's happening anymore. This can't be happening to me. Didn't I get married to a rich man who would take care of my needs?
Nope, unfortunately not. You married a man who's going to be saddled with debt and a criminal record. Well, it happens. Just shake it off. You'll be fine.
What am I supposed to do now? My business is already in the red. My clients are going to cut ties. It's only a matter of time. Then I won't have any income. And Tony doesn't have the money to fix this. What do I do now? Oh, I got it. Come back and work for me, Taylor.
Why on earth would I do that?
If you come back, the others will come back too. I want you to cooperate with me and rebuild. It's the only way I can think of to save my business. Of course, I'm not asking you to do that much work for free. If you come to work with us, I'll give Tony back to you. You can get married again. I'll also promote you to vice president of the company. Your salary will be doubled, no, tripled compared to before. So return to the office. Please.
Are you serious? Those are the perks you're giving me for coming back? Quit joking around already.
I wasn't joking, though.
Allow me to put things in perspective for you. I was upset at the time, but I had no issues getting another job after you fired me. Tell me, how much do you think I'm making right now? You better sit down for this because I'm sure it's going to blow you away. It's 5 times the amount I was paid working for you.
That can't be right. How are you making 5 times the amount you did before?
It's not so unbelievable if you think about it. It seems that my qualifications were considered highly desirable. Since I started here, people have treated me well, and I've been a valuable asset to the company. I was seriously undervaluing my abilities. My salary has been laughably low up until now. So even if you increased my pay by 2 or 3 times, I'm not coming back. No, my answer would be the same no matter what, even if you paid me 10 times as much. I'm never, ever going back to you. Giving me the position of vice president of a failing business is like being stuck in the middle of the ocean on a boat with no paddles. Obviously, I'm not looking to replace my current job with one that has 0 benefit for me. I don't have to explain why I have no need for a horrible work environment plagued with nothing but debt and criminal activity.
That's not true. Don't say that. I'm begging you, Taylor. I need you back on my team. All you need to do is come back and we'll be fine. Everyone will work together again, and we'll earn back the money to pay for me and Tony's mistakes. Please, I'm desperate here. Please, please, please.
Let's wake up and face reality, okay, Ashley? How can you expect me to go back after the way you treated me? You stole my fiancé from me and kicked me to the curb. It may be a hard pill to swallow, but you can't always get what you want. The world isn't so kind.
No! How dare you throw my own words back in my face?
That's just the way things are. Well then, I'm not involved in this anymore, so I'll leave it at that. You've made me laugh enough for one day. This conversation has been a great motivator. I'm going to be hard at work starting tomorrow. Thanks a lot. It's probably out of the question now, but try to have a nice life. After that, Ashley's company went bankrupt. A former employee sued and demanded compensation for being forced to work unpaid overtime. I also reaped the benefits of this, getting belated compensation and retirement benefits. In the end, Ashley ended up not just penniless, but in a very considerable amount of debt. After that, Tony was accused of embezzlement, fired by the hospital, and disowned by his family. He's over $350,000 in debt himself, and his apartment and car have been taken from him. Things got really ugly between Ashley and Tony. With a total debt of about $700,000, they kept screaming and cursing each other out. They started threatening divorce, but in the end, they didn't go through with it. They made up and moved to a different city to try and make a new start and attempt to pay off their debts. I can only imagine they must be flipping burgers right now. With that funny image in my head, I keep working hard at my new job. Things are pretty good here. There's no overtime, the pay is high, and I'm happy being surrounded by my nice coworkers and bosses. Things will be perfect if I could just get a boyfriend.
Hey, Tabitha, do you have a second to talk? There's something that I want to ask you about. Actually, it's something that I heard from my mom, but is it true that you're going to move into a larger house for your family and my parents to live in?
Oh, hey, Marissa. Yes, it's true. I was thinking that it was just such a burden on your mom to have to take care of your dad all by herself. I suggested to her that we all live together. That way you could all pitch in and help out and things might get a little easier for her.
Oh, really? I see. So it's true, huh? Well, how didn't you come and talk to me about it first? You really should have,
Sorry? What do you mean? Why do we need to talk to you about this?
Isn't that obvious? Of course, you should have checked in with me about this before you just ran off and did it yourself.
Oh, well, I didn't know that you felt that way, but why do you think I should have talked to you about it first exactly? I mean, you don't even live with your parents anymore. I'm sorry, but I really just didn't think that there was some pressing need to talk to you first about it. Did you have a problem with what I'm doing or something?
Of course I have a problem with it. I mean, honestly, what were you thinking? Can you really not even guess why I might be upset? I mean, these are my parents that we're talking about here, after all.
Yeah, but I still don't really get why you're so upset over this. I mean, no offense, but you haven't even come home to visit in such a long time. Why do you even care?
Well, I heard that you were all going to be moving to a bigger place that was more in the city.
Is that what has got you so upset? I'm sorry, but I still don't really get what you're so mad about.
Well, I want to live in that house too.
Well, I'm really sorry, Marissa, but the house only has enough rooms for your parents and my family. I think that letting anyone else live there would make things kind of cramped.
You always do this. You never ever think about what I want and just always go and do your own thing.
Marissa, the house had to be in the city so that Zach and I can get to our jobs faster and so that your parents have easier access to their own doctors.
But I still think that you should have come and talked to me about this first. I mean, am I or am I not part of this family? You always make me feel like I'm left out and ignored, and I hate it.
Marissa, I'm really, really sorry that I made you feel that way. I never intended to do that, I promise.
You've always been like this, though, ever since you married Zach.
Sorry? What do you mean by that?
I mean, you always made me feel like I was the odd one out and that I was being left out of family affairs. Do you know how that makes me feel?
Marissa, I'm so sorry, but again, that was never my intention. I'm really sorry for making you feel that way, though. I really had no idea. But I just want you to know that it's not true. Of course you're part of this family.
Whatever. I don't need to hear any more excuses from you. The whole reason I wanted to message you was because I wanted you to know that I don't approve of you living together with my parents.
Sorry? What do you mean you don't approve?
These are my parents that we're talking about, and I'm telling you that I don't approve of you living with them. I won't allow it. I know that you and your family and Zach are just trying to live with them so you can leech off their money and get a free house in the meantime. Don't you have any shame? Well, you I can understand, but how can Zach do something like this to his own parents?
What? What are you talking about? Of course we aren't planning on doing that. I think that you've got it all wrong.
I don't believe you for 1 second. I'll talk with my parents and see what they have to say about it. In the meantime, you should think about what we talked about here, and don't move in with them.
But Marissa, we were planning to move into the house this weekend.
So then you still have time for me to talk to them. Now do as I say. I'll talk to my parents and explain everything to them. Do you understand me?
That's fine if you want to talk to them. I really don't care one way or the other, but your parents have already moved into the new house and are waiting for us to move in. So I think if you try to tell them that this can't happen, then they're going to be pretty upset.
I didn't ask you for any details about the moving process. Don't try and distract me with your little stories. I told you that I'll talk to them and that you're not to do anything until I come back and say you can.
Well, okay then. If it'll make you feel better about this whole situation, then sure, go ahead and talk to them.
Hey, Tabitha. I went and talked to my parents like I said I would.
Did you go and see them in person today? I didn't know that you had gone to see them. They told me that they had seen you slinking around the house a bit for the past few days, though. I really think that you should tell me before you do these things.
What did you just say? Why should I have to tell you before I do anything? You've got some nerve talking to me like that.
Marissa, do you even realize how you sound right now?
Look, I'm the older sister, and I'll do what I want, when I want. Anyways, I went to talk to them, and they said they're pretty disappointed with you.
I wonder if that has anything to do with you going over to trash talk me behind my back.
Just who do you think you're talking to right now? Don't you dare take that tone with me. Besides, I only went to talk to them so that I could tell them the truth about what you were doing.
Look, this is just getting to be ridiculous. Could you please just cut this out?
Do you really think I'm going to listen to someone like you? I don't ever want to see you ever again.
That's fine. I don't think it would break my heart that much if I ever saw you again, to be honest. Now, we're moving in tomorrow, so if you want to make that a guarantee, then I would suggest you clear out soon.
I don't think so. If anyone is going to be living with my parents in that big house, it's going to be me. After all, I really think that it's my job as their oldest child to take care of them in their advanced years. So I've decided that I'll be moving in with my parents, not you. Do you understand me? My mom has already said that she doesn't want to live with you anymore.
Well, then I guess that we have no choice but to ask them to leave the house.
What? You're the ones that have to leave. Zach can stay if he really wants, but you and your brats have all got to go. There's no space for you here anyway, so just give up on the house.
Marissa, you literally don't have a single clue what you're talking about. We own that house. It belongs to me and Zach.
What did you just say? What's that supposed to mean?
I mean that Zach and I bought the house with our money. The mortgage is in my name, for Pete's sake. If anyone has to give up on living in that house, it certainly isn't going to be me.
Is that true? I thought that my dad paid for that house.
No, of course he didn't pay for the house himself. What led you to believe that? The house belongs to me and Zach, so if your mom really doesn't want to live with us any longer, then I guess I have no choice but to ask them to move out.
But how did this happen? What happened to my dad's savings?
Your dad never really had that much put away. I mean, he spent almost every penny he earned going to the casinos, and what he hasn't wasted on that, he uses to pay his medical bills. But obviously that kind of behavior was not really sustainable, so that's why we agreed to live together, so that we could help out a bit with their expenses. Although I seriously have no clue what your mom thought she was saying if she really told you that she had the power to kick us out of our own home. I guess you must have just riled her up so much with your lies and trash talking.
Well, then what's going to happen now?
Well, with your parents gone, I guess Zach and I might just sell the house and get one more suitable to the size of our family. Or maybe we'll just keep it. I don't know.
Does that mean that I won't be able to live there anymore? I thought that I was going to be living in this big nice house for free. What am I supposed to do now?
Are you serious right now? No, of course you can't live in my house. Didn't you just say you never wanted to see me again? That doesn't sound like the kind of person I want living in my house. Oh, actually, I just had a great idea. The house is too big for just my family. Oh, but why don't I reach out to my own parents and ask them how they feel about moving in instead? I'm sure they would be more than happy to. They always complain about how little they get to see their grandchildren.
Wait, no, hold on for just a second. You can't just decide something like that so suddenly. I mean, my parents already sold their old house, didn't they?
Yes, that's right. They did sell their old house.
Well then, where are they supposed to go? Where are they supposed to live now?
I guess they will all just have to move into your place now, won't they?
What do you mean they need to move into my place? My husband will never be okay with that.
Oh, really? Dang, that's just too bad. Well, good luck with that.
You can't just treat people like this. What's the matter with you? I wanted to live in that house with my parents. But if they're not going to be living there anymore, then maybe my husband and I can move in and live with you all instead.
Are you stupid? I already told you that you're not welcome in the house. What is wrong with you?
But why? I don't understand why not.
You literally just tried to kick me out of my own home. I'll be sending all of your parents' things to your house, Marissa.
You can't be serious. You can't just send all of their stuff here.
Well, you said so yourself. They don't have anywhere else to go now. Besides, I thought that you wanted to live with your parents so that you could take care of them. Well, here's your chance. Actually, I've already gotten in contact with some movers, and they're helping take their things away right now.
You can kick my parents out of your house, but you can't honestly expect to just send them here for me to deal with. I only wanted to live in that house. Is that really so bad?
Yes, you were awful, but that's beside the point. It's my house, so I get to decide who can and can't live there. I really don't know what you told your mom to make her so upset with me, but whatever it was, she's been absolutely horrible to me ever since. Frankly, I'm just fed up with having to deal with her. At this point, there's no way that I could ever live together with someone like her now. And she doesn't have any respect for my privacy and is always trying to get in my business. You both have really left me with no other choice but to have them leave. And I don't intend on changing my mind.
But who's going to take care of my dad? I thought you were all going to do it together.
That's not my responsibility anymore. Besides, I've got a job. I was never going to be doing all of the hard work involved in taking care of someone. Normally, it's your mom who sees to him, but we just agreed that I would help out where I could in the evenings and on the weekends. But I guess now I don't have to worry about that any longer. I have got no intention of helping either of them now. So, you should be a good daughter and take care of them.
Are you telling me that I'll have to be a nurse for my own father?
Well, not just you. You and your mom can do it together.
But I can't do that. I wouldn't even know where to start. And if I can't live in that nice house with them, I don't think I want to live with them at all. Please, you've got to let them come back to live with you.
Wow, did you really just say that? You're a horrible, horrible daughter, Marissa. As expected. And I just want you to know, Zach is right here next to me reading all of these texts.
Wow. Good one, Tabitha. Weren't you the one complaining about privacy not 5 minutes ago?
I don't keep secrets from my husband. Also, it's both of our house, and we decide these things together, as a couple. And more than that, you two are family, and you're talking so poorly about your own parents. Anyway, he is really, really disappointed in you. As am I, for what it's worth.
What do you mean? What did I even do?
Are you serious right now? You trash-talked me to your own mother in a pathetic attempt to kick my family out of our own home so that you could move in. You even lied about why you wanted to do it, talking about wanting to be there for your family. And once you found out that the house was not going to be yours, you cast your own parents aside. Do you really not understand what you did wrong here?
Well, you don't have to be so mean about it. I only wanted to live in that house. Is that really such a bad thing?
So you really don't care at all about what happens to your parents?
No! Don't put words into my mouth. I never said that.
Oh, really? But even all those years ago when your dad first started to need some extra care, you refused to come on and help out when your mom asked you to. Instead, Zach and I took up the job and went to help out when we could.
Did you really do all of that? I didn't know.
That's right. That's where the whole talk of moving in together came from in the first place. But I imagine that you must have been planning to try and move into this house since you first heard about it. Too bad. Instead of gaining a house, you've lost a brother. Neither Zach nor I want anything more to do with you.
What are you saying? How could you be so cruel?
Call it whatever you like. We're done talking. Good luck living with your parents and have a nice life.
Please, I told you I can't take them. My house is too small for all of us to fit, and my husband certainly wouldn't be okay with this.
Well, that sounds like a you problem. And everything about this, all of your fault anyway, so the least you can do is face up to the consequences of your actions. But at least your dream of living with your parents in their old age can finally come true.
No, please. I can't do this. You can't do this to me. How are we all supposed to share this house?
I told you that this conversation is over. Give your parents my regards. Goodbye. Marissa tried to call me over and over again after I said we were done talking, but of course, I never responded to her after that. It was not long after I stopped responding to her that I got a call from the movers, saying that they had finished moving all of my in-laws' things to Marissa's apartment. Apparently, she didn't even bother to tell her husband about what was going on, and he was quite upset when he found out. Also, after moving in, Marissa's mom also became unable to work and also needed constant nursing. Now, Marissa and her husband take care of her parents while eking by in their meager lives. Meanwhile, my parents agreed to come move in with us, and we were all really enjoying our time together. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.